Hello there. This is my first piece for my portfolio. For this piece we had to take a song title and turn it into a movie poster. I chose Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Skills needed were Photoshop. This is probably my favorite piece for the amount of knowledge I did not know and how much I was able to accomplish. I got exactly what was in my head put on to the screen. I cut out her hand and added a new hand to it to give it an open hand. I added to her hair, giving it more bulk and a little more flow. I created a diamond brush to create this swirling diamond effect, leading your eye to the center. It took a lot of YouTube research to get to here because everything I was trying to do was not covered in the class. My next piece is a magazine cover. We could pick any topic we wanted. I chose car restoration. I used Photoshop and Illustrator for this one. I cut out the cars in Photoshop, placed them how I wanted them, then transferred them over to Illustrator and added the text. I learned that text is important, proper placement, making sure everything's lined up correctly, color. It was fun making this piece because without doing the right layout, your audience will most likely pay no attention to your cover. Next piece is a recipe ad or page layout, you could say. I took the photography myself, edited it myself. The layout for this is real simple, real clean. It's not distracting and overwhelming with all this stuff and design elements going on, and I wanted it to be like that. This was all done in Photoshop for the photography and Illustrator for the layout of the piece. Pleased with how it turned out. I think it could have been a little bit better in the layout of the design and whatnot, but for the most part I think it turned out really well. Next I have a web page cover. It didn't have to be a working website, we just had to design the layout of the home page. This was done in Illustrator, I believe. I did not take the picture myself of the food on the table. I took that from a stock photography website, but I did all the text myself, placement of everything. Color scheme I think turned out really well. It's very earthy, neutral, matches with the food. I did a green taskbar at the top to pull off the green leaves of all the vegetables. I like how the text in the center, real food, real good, is slightly off balance. They're not quite centered up, but it still is balanced because of the weight of the arms coming off the D and the G. Creates a nice little flow, kind of draws your eye throughout the whole page and you're not just focused on one spot. Next I have a set of cans that I did in 3ds Max. It was fairly simple to do, nothing too difficult or hard. I took some cylinders, modeled them up to look like cans, added some materials over it that I took, and playing with the lighting and the material a little bit to kind of give it that aluminum look. I think these turned out really well. I would like to have like some water droplets making it look wet, like it just came out of like ice or something, but didn't quite know how to do that yet. but I think the little touch of the reflection at the bottom of them is a nice little detail as well. And my last piece is also done in 3ds Max. We had to create a 3D scene that told a story. I created a living quarters, bedroom, whatever you want to call it, and a space station kind of based into the future. And there was something that happened on the space station that set off an alarm and caused everybody to rush out of their rooms real fast. That's why I have this orange hazy light coming from the hallway. So the guy rushed out of bed, didn't worry about fixing the sheets, knocked over a can, left the door open. Very subtle, but I think it comes across somewhat. Again, this took a lot of research on YouTube to figure out how to get the desired effects I was going for, like the disheveled blanket on the bed, creating the pillow, creating these floating, somewhat see-through computer screens on the left. That took a lot of time to figure out how to do because none of that was covered in the course. So I learned some different skills that weren't quite taught. But altogether, I think this turned out really well. The layout of it looks nice. It's not too much going on, but there's enough where it pulls you in. You look around, and you can see all the detail that's there. That was it. That's all I have. Please let me know what you think. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye.